Hey babe, hello, hello, hello. So I have not done a video like this in a long time, but I feel like it's so necessary. Even though I am a little late to the case, she still deserves a voice. So what I'm gonna be doing here is there's a little girl named Keimani Latigue, and she was missing. And the story that was first told, I heard, was that Keimani's grandmother slash guardian basically came home in the morning. Not sure what she was, and she saw Kimani's glasses. The door was ajar. She can't see without her glasses. Her undergarments were by the couch, and then her pajamas were in the living room. Then it was said that her father, it's not confirmed her father, but her father, that she, Keimani, called him, and he went over there with his cousin for 2 hours, and then they left. And then Keimani's grandma, guardian, comes in and sees the place like that. Now, they did end up finding Keimani in an abandoned house with her hands missing and her neck almost, yeah, decapitated. She was 13. Her birthday's Friday. She would have been 14. This is the grandmother's interview. I watched it this morning, and I was concerned. So
Just a short time ago, our Silver Barker exclusively interviewed Keimani's grandmother and legal guardian.
When I went over this, I watched it earlier this morning. I noticed a lot of red flags. I watched the daughter's interview, and I felt like she's trying to keep a neutral standpoint, okay? I feel like she knows what the mother is capable of to an extent, because once she's left the house, whatever she knew of her mother heightened once her kids were out the door. Her children are grown, you know. So that's one thing I picked up, but here we go.
And then, Keimani, we want to know specifically at your home, there was a lot of speculation online that you were being arrested, but when we checked with police, that was not the case. So can you further clarify on exactly what did happen yesterday at your home?
So here she's just saying that I'm going to speed it up. She's just saying that she told the police to put her in handcuffs, which I find odd, because she wanted the people that were around her house, you know, the civilians that are upset about Keimani, wanted them to leave. She also claims, which I find is a little coincidental, that the community was threatening to blow up her house. But something she mentioned that I forgot to mention is that when she came in and found Keimani's glasses and her underclothes and her jammies, and you know, she also said the gas was on, like they were trying to up the house, right? Okay, so let me just speed this up.
Well, I was called and told that there was a mob of people in front of my house. They were angry. It was more or less the people that were here earlier, waiting to see if it was Keimani that was in the home. And basically, some people from the neighborhood had contacted me and said that there was a mob in front of my house, and they were talking about what they were going to do to me once I came home. So the police, the detective, said that she would have a.
So right now, I just hear me, 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 and me. What's gonna happen to me and me and me and me and me and me? What? Okay.
Come out and help me get my things and more or less escort me off the property. I asked to be handcuffed just so they can get away from my property. So no, I was never arrested.
What does that have to do? One doing with the other, it don't make sense to me, but okay. Neither here nor there.
Are you scared for your safety right now?
I am.
What are some of the things that you've been hearing and receiving from?
I'm sorry, but I don't like hearing when a child dies how other people feel fear for their safety. Meanwhile, they're overlooking the point. Keimani feared for her safety. And she admits to it. I'm shaking. I'm freaking mad. I was cussing early in the morning listening to this. Just...
They said they was going to blow up my house. They said they were going to do harm to me. It's just been a barrage of the different things that they've been stating.
And now, yesterday, let's backtrack first for a little bit. So, you are the guardian of Keimani. You were the guardian of Keimani, correct?
I am the legal guardian of Keimani.
Okay. So, in terms of taking care of her, when was Keimani placed under your care?
A year ago.
Did you take care of
She's
her?
been in my home for the past 5.5 years, but I just obtained legal custody of her a year ago.
Were you and Keimani close?
We were.
What were some of the things, trying to think of her, paint a memory of her in a good light, right now with everything that's going on, what was Keimani like? Tell me a little bit about how Keimani was the time you got to her.
Keimani was phenomenal. Keimani was a helper.
Oh.
She was
I remember this part. You gotta see this. And this gave me the weirdest vibes. So many different things give me really creepy vibes. I think I went back too far, but hold on.
For the past 5.5 years, but I just obtained legal custody of her a year ago.
Were you and Keimani close?
Okay, watch her body language, right? So in here, she does know how to speak words, and her body vibes match the words, right? But here, it does not. And the specific words gave me a whole creepy vision. But okay, sorry I dropped it earlier.
You were.
What were some of the things, trying to think of her, paint a memory of her in a good light, right now with everything that's going on, what was Keimani like? Tell me a little bit about how Keimani was the time you got to her.
Keimani was phenomenal. Keimani was a helper. Like, she was older than what she appeared to be. Like, you know how they say somebody has an old soul? She was that. She loved older music. She loved playing video games. She loved the friends and family that she was allowed to be around.
Hold up. Literally said, Keimani was a phenomenal girl. Her body was not agreeing with what she was talking and telling the reporter. It's not matching. And she knows how because she does it later. Then she says, wait, we gotta go back.
Keimani was a helper. Like, she
was her helper.
She was older than what...
She was older than what she appeared. So this was my first red flag of something in particular. She says something else that goes to that same red flag. So...
She appeared to be, like, you know how they say somebody has an old soul? She was that. She loved older music. She loved playing video games. She loved the friends and family that she was allowed to be around. She played basketball for...
She ends up saying something about that later. Hold on. Family and allowed.
Spring Elementary. She was highly intelligent, so I'd like to clear up the mental issue statements. No, she was...
Deflection. This is deflection. Because not one person is sitting here questioning the baby's, the victim's mental state. This is deflection, okay? This is... Let me talk about something that completely don't exist, just so I don't have to talk about this and everything Keimani is. It's giving that vibe. I'm just saying. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just saying what I'm saying. You can't change my mind.
Not mentally ill in any way. We had her, assessed, and they didn't feel as if anything was wrong with her mentally. So that was not an issue. But back to Keimani.
Back to Keimani. The masculinity in that lets me know she's aggressive. And she confirms this later. I'm getting so angry. This baby didn't stand a chance. And it's giving Naziah Harris vibes. And...
You would, like, say, for instance, someone would come over and they had children. They didn't have to worry about their kids because Keimani immediately embraced.
So when she would have get-togethers and parties and have people come over and they had kids, they would all throw them on Keimani. Well, and then she starts talking in these weird words, which give me the vibe that Keimani's been groomed, and she admits this later. and then she catches herself. It's crazy. I'm going to show you. So she gives the vibe that they groomed Keimani, and now Keimani's there to groom these children and watch them. Just listen. Allegedly, okay? Allegedly.
Them and would play with them, kid stuff. kid stuff. She was
Why?
like I said.
Why would you have to state kid stuff? No person in the right, correct settings would have to say, oh, kid stuff, though. Okay.
She was like no other.
I gotta get a red flag. I really do.
Kid her age.
What school did Keimani go to?
She went to Spring Elementary.
We were told that at that time.
She was in elementary school. The baby was in elementary school.
That's what she was doing good in school as well too, right?
She was. She had brought her grade point average up from a 3.4 to a 3.9. And, actually they were going to have an award ceremony for the basketball players today at 5:30, but when I divulged to them that she had passed, they've rescheduled it. She was going to receive her trophy for being, on the team and stuff.
And she has a birthday that's coming up.
Her birthday is Friday.
And she would have been turning 14.
She would have been 14.
Did you have any plans for her birthday?
We were going to have her a large birthday party because it would have been her first birthday where, once again, all of my children were together and could participate in the party. Her mom was supposed to come and everything. So I asked her early on, what type of party do you want? She said she wanted a basketball themed party. So that's what I bought, things that revolved around her playing basketball. I'm still receiving stuff in the mail for that.
So there's been some confusion now in terms when it comes to family.
She sounded aggravated that she's still receiving stuff in the mail for her. For that. For Keimani. For that. For Keimani. I'm still receiving things in the mail for Keimani's birthday. For that. Okay.
Who's her biological father, who is her biological mother, and then also was she in the foster care system. Can you clear up a little bit of all of that? When Keimani was placed in your care, when is the LCCS, who exactly did she come from, and how did she?
She came from her other legal guardian. I choose not to state her name, but she came from her other legal guardian because the other legal guardian and I were best friends. The other legal guardian is my daughter, Keimani's mom, godmother, and we had already discussed early on, because she's been with this person since she was 9 months old. My daughter has never really had custody of Keimani, so she's been with this person.
No. When I hear her and her daughter speak about Keimani's real mother, my only question is, how old was she when she had her? That's what I want to know. But okay.
Since she was 9 months old until, like I said, maybe 5.5 years ago. Now, off and on, this person, we would interact and, do different things with her, for her, or I would contact her and tell her, well, I need this, or Keimani would like that, and she would come by and oblige.
I need this. I need that. Keimani needs this. And she would come over and oblige. Ooh. And oblige. Which gave me the freaking feeling of a whole scenario. Grandma, I need this. Grandma, I need that. When I say Naziah Harris vibes, oh, you need that? Well, go get it. You need to get it yourself. You want money for this? Go get it. You want this? Go get it. You know how to go get it.
And we would commence.
I don't like the wording.
About what Keimani was like. You mentioned that when family members did come over, who were allowed around her. Do you expand on that? Is there family members that weren't allowed around her?
No, it's just not very many that came around, and those that did, she acted, as far as I'm concerned, she acted accordingly. She embraced all.
She acted accordingly? To what? Did you catch that? Was there any family members that were not allowed to be around her? No. Any family members that came over, she acted accordingly. To what? To what? Accordingly to what? Why did she have to act? Wouldn't it be the family members? Keep going. Calm down.
Children, bad or good.
What?
Okay, next.
She liked the children, bad or good. Ooh. I'm sorry. Oh, I can't. Go back. 10 seconds.
She acted, as far as I'm concerned, she acted accordingly. She embraced all children, bad or good.
Made me feel like they groomed her, just like they groomed Naziah. And now she is supposed to watch these kids and teach them how to act accordingly. Whoa. It gets deeper.
Ma'am. Okay, next question.
So now, did you know that Darnell...
She just dismissed that bitch. Like, I'm sorry. Wait. I'm so upset. Okay. She just dismissed her talking about how she revealed that Keimani acts accordingly around the family members and good and bad children. Like, that is weird. Very sus, as my child would say.
There's an arrest warrant out for him. Do you have any idea of his whereabouts?
Oh, well, to my knowledge, he was just arrested in Columbus. He just recently had a shootout with the police in Columbus. They're saying that he confessed to her murder. And
See?
no, I take...
As she's speaking, she's saying like this. As she says, no, I take that back, she swings her head. Okay, so she does know how to match up her energy, her body, with her words, right? So it's a big red flag that she says she's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. I'm sorry. When I'm talking about my baby, she is the best baby ever. When I tell you she is so smart, it's beyond, okay, what you can understand on how smart my child is. Do you understand?
They're saying that he confessed to her rape and slitting her throat. I can't even.
She starts saying, I can't even say it. When she says, how do you feel about that? She says, I can't even say it. But you could literally just say he slit her throat and art her. You can say those words. But you can't say how you feel about Keimani. You can say the most craziest words out your mouth, but you can't say how you feel about it? First of all, if I knew I was innocent and something, God forbid, happened to my baby, I am not doing no freaking interviews. I need space and time to grieve. I don't care if you need a story. Do you understand?
As the police report mentions, Keimani was last seen with Darnell. Do you have any regrets of letting Keimani go with, as your her guardian, do you have any regrets of letting Keimani go with Darnell?
I do, only because, like I said, I feel deceived.
What? So maybe I'm missing something here, because this is only the second time I'm hearing about this case, okay? So she just said, do you have any regrets on allowing Keimani to go with Darnell? She says, I do, but that's not what she stated on what happened. The first thing that she stated was she came home, she didn't know where Keimani was. Dude, Daryl, whatever the hell his name is, said that Keimani called him and said she thinks somebody was breaking in the house, which I think is bullshit. He came over there with his cousin, and they left in 2 hours, leaving Keimani behind. So what is she talking about here? Allowing her to go with him? She just gave herself up, and then, hold on, she says something else.
I do, only because, like I said, I feel deceived. I feel like this was pre-planned. I feel like you meant to do this. I feel like you was grooming her.
This part. I feel like he was grooming her. The vibes I picked up earlier. But she catches herself up, and you have to watch her body language. You have to watch this. Because she catches herself after she let it slip. Hold on, let me take a drink. Hold on. Okay. Hold on.
I feel like this was pre-planned. I feel like you meant to do this. I feel like you was grooming her.
You say grooming her. Is there things that you saw before this?
No, I never saw anything out the ordinary. But when the listeners decide to choose prey, they groom you first. So they give you gifts. They try and make you comfortable with them. They try and say little things to you.
So Daryl's bringing her gifts. Telling her whatever she just said.
That you and they can keep secret. And then eventually they pounce.
They were hiding secrets. They were having secrets. She looks upset because she looks like I wanted him. Just saying.
And that's how I feel. Oh, God.
Caught herself.
I feel that's what happened.
Caught herself. So you just described what groomers do, but you didn't see any of the signs. But that's just what you're telling. That's what they do. So you feel like that happened, but you didn't see none of that happen. You didn't see her giving gifts. You didn't see him keeping secrets and kikiing and having side conversation. You didn't see none of that. And then she caught herself and she's like, oh, man. Yeah, oh, man. Run that back.
First. So they when molesters,
The things that you saw before this.
no, I never saw anything out the ordinary. But when molesters decide to choose prey, they groom you first. So they give you gifts. They try and make you comfortable with them. They try and say little things to you that you and they can keep secret. And
3,
eventually they pounce.
4.
And that's how I feel.
That's what happened.
How all of this is played out.
Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? She just described everything that he did for her, with her, and then says, if he groomed her, that's what he would have done. But I feel like he groomed her. Why would you feel like he groomed her if you didn't see any of those red flags? Because you saw all those red flags. Because you were inviting him into your home. Because that's not her father. It's just a man that came around all the time with cousins and homeboys and friends. And when you needed something, you had to call on this person, just like you probably called upon him when you needed something. And then you got freaking Keimani involved into it. Because, oh, you need something, well, you need to work your ass for it. I'm not. Same thing with freaking Naziah. Keep going.
Oh, God. How all of this is played out, I feel that's what happened. She was a virgin. She didn't like boys.
There's also comments, and we're trying to address those. There's comments online and speculation again that, Keimani, her home situation, she was abused. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, abuse in whose eyes? Because she was not abused.
Abuse in whose eyes? What? What kind of... Wait, what? That... Like, I'd never abuse my child, first off, okay? Abuse in whose eyes? Whoa. Wasn't expecting that comment.
That she was chastised whenever she was wrong or did things wrong. Other than that, she was not abused. She was not just...
So this part's let me know she hit her. CPS came because the school seen marks, okay? And then CPS was like, look, we're not going to give you a case, but if you want to spank her, hit her on her butt. She is a teenager. Do not be touching her butt. I don't touch my baby's butt to spank her. I pop her. I say, I don't really pop her, but I'd be like, I'm going to pop you on your hand. You don't do that. Pop, pop, pop. You know? And I never end up doing it. I never end up doing it, so.
Whooped for no reason or just because I felt like it. I went through this twice.
She is so aggressive saying this. She whooped that girl.
Because the school system had contacted CSB on her behalf when she went to Bennett Academy. And they came in, they did a case study, and closed it. They stated there's a way to chastise children without physically harming them. You need to whoop them.
So you chastised the baby. You whooped the baby. The baby. You whooped the baby. What?
On their behind, nowhere else. So, okay, with that in mind, I knew that. So she didn't have, like...
So they are telling her, look, if you're going to pop her on her butt. She's like, I already knew that. I wanted to hit her in the face. Duh.
This is all over. I would say...
No tears.
The latest, it was approximately 7 months ago. It was twice total.
It was twice total that you got caught. Keep it real.
Yes.
Now, in terms of, this whole situation, so you were not arrested, correct? And that's what, a lot of people seem to think that they saw you went out because you asked for it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my first question for you, can you tell me your relation to Dorthy?
I'm Dorothy's.
So this is the daughter. And maybe we'll go over it because I really don't pick up any ill will from her. I do think she knows that her mother is woo-woo, but I don't think she understands how woo-woo she is since she left the house. But anyways, if you want a part 2, let me know. I'm going to do a spirit box session right now. I'll probably end up posting it tomorrow. I love you, babes.